Rumors have long spoken of a remote, uncharted Indonesian island harboring a treasure so unimaginably massive it could eradicate global poverty overnight. But there is a terrifying catch keeping the world at bay. The entire island is rigged with traps so sinister and ancient that no one who steps foot on its cursed soil ever returns to tell the tale. Our story kicks off years ago in the suffocating, dense jungles of this very island. A ragged crew of black market scavengers is celebrating. They have just unearthed a massive haul of ancient, highly valuable artifacts buried in the mud. While the rest of the crew laughs and dreams of endless wealth, one man wanders off alone into the thick brush to relieve himself. The jungle is unnaturally quiet. As he steps through the twisting vines, he stumbles upon something completely bizarre. Half buried in the damp earth is a heavy, rusted iron mask. It is an artifact that defies the time period, looking more like a medieval torture device than anything belonging in a tropical jungle. Driven by an overwhelming curiosity, he pushes further into the foliage, his eyes locked on the strange terrain. A few yards ahead, he discovers a narrow, perfectly cut cave entrance hidden within the natural rock face. Greed takes over his senses. Instead of heading back to warn his crew, he quietly slips inside the dark fissure, planning to hoard whatever ancient relics lie within for himself. The cave is a terrifying deception. What looked like a tiny crack rapidly opens into a massive, engineered labyrinth of damp stone chambers. Whatever horrific fate waits for him at the bottom of that dark pit is left a mystery. Years later, a brand new expedition touches down on the exact same island. This isn't a ragtag crew. They are heavily armed, highly trained, and well-funded. Led by an arrogant, wealthy businessman named Ben, the team includes his opportunistic girlfriend, a brilliant but cautious archaeologist named Jessica, a grizzled mercenary captain, and a squad of tactical soldiers. On paper, their mission is simple. They are here to excavate abandoned World War II Japanese bunkers to feed Ben's obsessive collection of historical military relics. The mercenaries are simply hired guns, paid a fortune to ensure Ben and his girlfriend make it through the jungle alive. As the squad violently hacks their way through the overgrown jungle, they maintain a tight, professional perimeter. The tension in the air is thick. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream rips through the quiet trees. This sick distraction inadvertently leads them right to their first target, the rusted entrance of a concealed military bunker. Ben immediately insists on going inside, his eyes gleaming with greed, despite Jessica's obvious dread. Leaving the captain and a few guards outside to secure the entrance, Ben and Jessica venture into the suffocating darkness alone. Inside, the beam of their flashlight sweeps across a grim discovery. Slumped against the damp concrete walls are the skeletal remains of 2 World War II Japanese soldiers, their uniforms rotting to dust. After analyzing the macabre scene, Jessica leans in and cryptically whispers to Ben that they are getting very close. She deliberately keeps the true, terrifying nature of their mission hidden from the rest of the crew, leading him back outside. The team hikes deeper into the desolate, quiet heart of the island, eventually arriving at a dilapidated, decades-old mining facility swallowed by the thick jungle. Beneath the twisted wreckage lies a heavy, reinforced subterranean door. The captain senses overwhelming danger and strongly advises against opening the heavy vault, but Ben is completely unhinged. Using his authority as their employer, he angrily orders the men to pry the rusted metal open. Just as the massive steel door groans, all hell breaks loose on the surface. A rival syndicate of armed thugs suddenly opens fire from the tree line. Chaos erupts. The mercenaries immediately return fire, desperately trying to shield Ben and Jessica. But the mysterious attackers have the upper hand. They toss a live, high-explosive grenade straight down into the narrow entrance. The explosion is deafening. It obliterates the doorway, instantly crushing one of the defending soldiers and causing a massive, suffocating cave-in. When the dust finally settles, the survivors find themselves entirely trapped inside the pitch-black ruins. One of the mercenaries is bleeding out fast from shrapnel. Backed into a desperate corner with no way out, Ben drops his innocent historical collector act. He confesses that his father had discovered undeniable proof of an unimaginable hoard of gold hidden deep within this island. Ben and Jessica were supposedly the only 2 people who knew the location. Ben realizes the rival syndicate must have intercepted their classified intel and followed them to steal the treasure. The captain is absolutely livid. Because of Ben's arrogant lies, his men are dying. He officially declares the treasure hunt over. Their only mission is survival. With the entrance buried under tons of solid rock, their only possible way out is to go deeper into the dark, unknown abyss. The battered crew slowly descends a seemingly endless flight of crumbling stone stairs, arriving at a rotting wooden suspension bridge over a terrifying, bottomless chasm. As they cautiously step onto the creaking wood, praying it holds their weight, something completely impossible happens. The facility's massive industrial floodlights violently snap on one by one, emitting a loud electrical buzz. The harsh light illuminates massive, rotting Japanese imperial flags hanging from the ceiling. The captain's blood runs ice cold. A 70-year-old electrical generator cannot possibly power itself after decades of decay. They are not alone down here. Something is watching them in the dark. Things quickly turn from eerie to deeply disturbing. They find hundreds of surgical masks, strange chemical vials, and classified photographs detailing grotesque biological experiments. The paranoia sets in quickly. One of the armed guards patrolling the dark perimeter feels a freezing presence directly behind him. He spins around and catches a fleeting glimpse of a terrifying figure. It moves with unnatural, twitchy movements that do not look human. The figure is wearing a bizarre, rusted iron mask, identical to the one found by the scavenger years ago. Before the terrified soldier can react, the horrific figure vanishes into the shadows. Back in the medical wing, the tension between the soldiers rises to a boiling point. They demand to know exactly what this place is and if the promised gold is even real. Jessica finally confesses the island's darkest secret. This facility isn't a mining area. During World War II, the desperate Japanese military hijacked this hospital, converting it into a black site experimental laboratory. Mad scientists ruthlessly tortured captured enemy soldiers, injecting them with highly experimental bioserums designed to mutate humans into a completely different, controllable species. While the surviving mercenaries suddenly get greedy at the mention of gold, the captain aggressively shuts it down. He decides they must find a way out instead of chasing treasure. Since one of their soldiers, John, is severely wounded and dying, the captain decides to look for an exit. He takes one soldier with him, ordering the rest to wait in the storage room. But Ben refuses to give up his greed. He wants the gold for himself and has spent millions on this trip, so he demands his profit. Ben takes his girlfriend and the remaining soldiers, heading deeper into the facility. Captain Jessica and the injured John stay behind. While waiting, the captain sits with Jessica and opens up about his past. He confesses that he used to be a selfish mercenary, fighting and killing only for himself, but he quit that life long ago and has not killed anyone since. Jessica is deeply moved and emotional. Meanwhile, Ben's group reaches a lower level with heavy steel grates on the floor. Ben finds a rusted U.S. Army helmet, proving American soldiers were captured and tortured here. Back in the medical bay, the injured John suddenly notices the dirt beneath him shifting. Before he can scream, an unseen force violently drags him straight down into the earth. The captain and Jessica frantically claw at the dirt to save him. They find a massive pit filled with old human skeletons, but John is already dead, his flesh melting from a highly acidic fluid. Before the horrified captain and Jessica can recover, an unseen assailant strikes them from behind, knocking them completely unconscious. Deep in the dark tunnels, one of the lone mercenaries looking for gold is suddenly ambushed. Rotted, mutated humanoids wearing archaic iron masks drop from the ceiling, moving with terrifying speed and savagery. They gouge out his eyes and brutally rip him apart. More mutants swarm, overwhelming the remaining soldiers. Meanwhile, the captain and Jessica wake up tied to chairs in a dusty room. Standing over them is a broken Japanese soldier from World War II wielding a rusted bayonet. He believes the war is still raging. Devastated, the soldier removes his mask, revealing a disfigured, melted face, and collapses in tears, realizing he wasted his life in the dark. He reveals that Japanese scientists injected them with a biological serum designed to create an immortal army that feels no pain and resurrects itself to slaughter the enemy. He warns them that the only exit lies through the heart of the facility. Elsewhere, Ben's group reaches a dead end blocked by fallen rocks. Suddenly, a mutant lunges at Ben, severely wounding him. The soldiers shoot the creature in the head. Inspecting the skull, they find experimental numbers and age carved into the bone. They push into the next chamber and find a strange creature sitting in a chair. Ben and his girlfriend realize the gold is actually the mutating liquid serum itself. The girlfriend pockets the vials to sell on the black market. Looking for a way out, they open a massive blast door, only to find a colossal subterranean cavern filled with thousands of frozen mutated soldiers, the ultimate immortal army. The loud creak of the door awakens the entire horde. The monsters swarm the group. One soldier is brutally slaughtered with swords. Ben, his girlfriend, and one guard run for their lives. Hiding in a dark tunnel, Ben is dying from his wounds. In a desperate panic to save him, his girlfriend injects the stolen bioserum into his chest. Ben's body violently convulses as his DNA rewrites. Losing all humanity, the mutated Ben lunges forward and brutally kills his girlfriend. Meanwhile, the immortal army floods the facility. The old Japanese soldier tries to surrender to his comrades, but they show no mercy and tear him to shreds. The captain and the last soldier make a desperate back-to-back stand, but the highly intelligent mutants coordinate a tactical ambush, executing them both. Jessica is the sole survivor. She runs through the flooded lower levels and swims through a watery tunnel toward the sunlight. She breaks the surface, believing she is safe, but a mutated hand grabs her throat. An immortal soldier followed her up, dragging her back down to drown in the dark. With no survivors left, the unstoppable undead army slowly marches out of the cavern and into the sunlight of the modern world. A new terrifying war on humanity is about to begin.